Hey guys, what's going on? It is Chris here. Once again, anyway, we are looking ahead to today's NBA preseason slate for the 14th of December. Hopefully, you guys all enjoyed your Sunday watching some football and some NBA as well. Yeah, once again, it wasn't too bad for me personally. Like I said, not doing anything for preseason besides my own personal lines. And once again, DK was looking pretty solid. Cashed 15 out of my 18, and over on Fanduel, I only played 107. I think 70 cash. So overall, not too bad at all. There's definitely some late stuff that happened. Um, Randomly, Harold didn't start. Obviously, he still did good, but he didn't start, so that was a little questionable if he was going to play or not because Dennis Schroeder didn't play. Jursof Nurkic randomly came back, and Hood came back, so I was like, all right, should I have Giles or Inns Cantor? So I had a little question, a couple question marks going on a little bit later in the slate, but overall, it wasn't too bad. So, like I said, hopefully you guys all did pretty good as well. Once again, most of my picks that I had yesterday did very good. Horton Tucker, my goodness, man. That guy's insane. He had, 61 fantasy points on DK. The dude is a beast, man. Obviously, when LeBron and AD come back, we're not really going to see him anymore. He'll still be part of the rotation, but we won't see as much. But, yeah, that guy is for real. My goodness. He's solid for sure. Another thing I'm going to start doing, like I said, I told a couple of you guys to look for news, and it's kind of hard to find it. So I'm going to start posting for preseason probably only because it's a little bit harder to find it than regular season. I'm going to start posting stuff that matters on the main slate. I posted this yesterday here, Thibodeau and the Knicks lineup, mix and match it. So obviously that's big news, so I retweeted that. So if there's any news on the main slate, I'm going to retweet it for the preseason games going forward. So if you guys want to follow me, like I said, I will be retweeting very important news for preseason, lineups or minutes or stuff like that. So definitely give me a follow. And like I said, if you guys want to get in on our season pass for our main slate or our separate pass for 150 lineups for NBA single game, would love to have you guys for that. Like I said, um, yeah, if you want to get in on that, like I said, our deal ends on the 21st of December, so definitely get in on that. And also, we have our month membership available for you guys as well. All you need to do is hit us up on our Twitter, and we'll get you in on that. So let's go look at it here. Finally, we've got some usage rate on some of these guys. Most of these teams are playing each other once again, kind of like we saw yesterday. The only one that is not is the Pelicans in Miami. This is their first meeting, but most of these teams are going to play each other twice because, like I said, NBA wants to slow down travel because of the virus and stuff like that. So most of these teams are going to be playing each other probably 2 times in a row, or maybe 2 out of 3 games here. So let's get into it today. Once again, like I said, I don't really have any minutes, but as normal, we're looking for 22 to 27 minutes. 20 is fine. 1920 is fine, but I don't know. I don't really like that unless they're like a Giannis or something. If it's like a Siakam or someone around that range, they need a little bit more time than that. So 20's fine, 21's fine, but I'm looking for like I said, 22, 23, 24, 25 minutes here. Let's go look at it. So it looks like Nurse. He's going to limit his starters, I'm guessing, once again, probably to about 18 or 20 minutes in this one. Fred went off in 17 minutes, had 30 points, had a 28% usage rate, but he only had 17 minutes. So, I mean, you could look at him again for sure, but 17 minutes, he'll still probably get you about 21 to 22 points. So you can look at him. I really don't have any of these Charlotte guys unless we get word that they're going to play their starters, 25 plus minutes or something like that. For the most part, they played everyone for 16 to 20 minutes. So I don't really want any part of that. One guy that definitely stood out for Toronto was Matt Thomas. Played 22 minutes off the bench. He's a three-point shooter. So this is the guy that you're really going to rely on his shooting, kind of like a J.J. Redick or Eric Gordon. If his shot's not on, well, you're kind of screwed. But if it's on, then he's looking pretty good. And, as we know, Hornets defense is trash right now. So you could definitely look at Matt Thomas a little bit. Like, as I just mentioned, I'm not too into these Toronto starters with their minutes kind of being capped out unless we hear something different. Not really into any of those guys. PJ Washington, he was pretty solid, capped at 20 minutes though, but he was solid. Like I said, if we get word they're going to play more minutes, I'll look at Washington. Chris Boucher, he did pretty solid, had 3 blocks, 1 steal. That's 12 points, obviously, on Fanduel, but he only played 14 minutes, so I'm not really going to chase that unless, we hear otherwise. Moving on to Miami and New Orleans, I didn't really hear anything about Miami. We'll see what they do. I don't expect them to play big minutes. As we know, they were in the NBA Finals in the shortest offseason in NBA history, as I mentioned in my other video. So I don't think they're really going to push their main guys too much. Maybe 17 to 20 minutes in this one. Like I said, there's no word, so we'll just have to see on that Miami side. So as of now, I really don't have any Miami guys unless we get word if they're going to play big minutes. New Orleans on the other side, looking pretty good. Van Gundy is going to be the new coach for the Pelicans, and he said he's going to play his starters about 25 to 30 minutes, and he's going to have a 10-man rotation. That is really good in the preseason. Like I said, some of these teams go 14, 15 deep, and that's when the minutes go to about 16, 17 each. So 10-man rotation, most of these guys are going to be playing in the 20s for sure. And he said almost all of his starters are going to be playing, about 25 minutes to 30 minutes here. So literally, I mean, it's not the best matchup, but depending on who Miami puts out there, like I said, if they rest, Jimmy, Dragic, or if they don't play these guys too much, I still think it could be a half decent one. Plus a little bit of a pace up because Pelicans do play pretty quick here. So yeah, man. So I think Eric Bledsoe is going to be out for this one. Let's go look at it. So Bledsoe is out. Redick's going to be out here, and I think that is it. Adams is game time decision. So yeah, right away, you got to look at the starters here. Lonzo Ball. You got to look at I don't know who's going to start there. Got Lonzo, Brendan Ingram, Zion Williamson. Obviously, if Adams is out, I think maybe Hernan Gomez will start. Even if Adams is out, I like Jackson Hayes or Hernan Gomez. Either one of those guys. Hayes, as we saw times last year, this was with Zion off, but still, whenever he got the start, he was looking pretty solid. So I really like Hernan and Jackson Hayes. Both of them should be in pretty good spots. And like I said, Zion will be very popular here. Melly could be worth a look as well. Ingram, almost a lock. Josh Hart could be worth a look as well, depending on who starts there. So, they're going to have a pretty good rotation here. Kyra Lewis, I think that's how you say it, was the 13th pick. Anyway, he's the rookie. He's probably going to play about 20 minutes as well. As you see there for Alabama, 18.5 points, 5.2 assists, 1.8 steals. So, this guy's definitely worth a look as well. I probably won't have a ton of them, but I'll probably have them, 15 or 20% in my 150 lineups. So, New Orleans, as of now, probably can 3 to 4 man stack those guys for sure. Moving on to Dallas and Milwaukee. So, like I said, Milwaukee did start all their starters last time out. Maybe that's just because they wanted to get some chemistry going with Drew Holiday. I wouldn't be surprised if they sat their guys here. Like I said, they don't really need them, and as we know, Milwaukee should be going relatively deep in the playoffs. So we'll see. We'll see what they do here. Let's just say they do play. Middleton's in play, obviously. Giannis is in play. Definitely like those two guys. If they do not play, I love Bobby Portis quite a bit. Who else are we looking at? Oh, DJ Wilson was pretty good in limited minutes. 12 minutes, had a 30% usage rate. So if those guys don't play and he starts, he could easily get you, 20 minutes or so and do half decent for you. So Wilson's one of those guys that relatively high usage rate when Giannis and Middleton, all the main guys, are off. So DJ Wilson could be worth a look, and Portis as well. Portis is even worth a look if those guys play. I mean, he went off in 20 minutes, 34% usage rate, shot 15 times. Looked pretty good. Looked pretty good for sure. So don't really have any of those other guys. On that Dallas side, they didn't really play their dudes too much. About, as you see, 15 to 20 minutes at max. As normal, if we get word that they're going to, Carlisle's going to play his guys 20, 25 minutes, I'll definitely look at Luka. But Carlisle usually doesn't like pushing his dudes too much, so I'm not expecting too much here. So as of this video, I'm expecting him to play 15, 16, 17 minutes. So I don't really have any interest in any of those guys. You can look up Boban, maybe in a one-off in some GPPs. I think that's mostly it. I don't think I see anybody else. Yeah, that's mostly what I'm looking at there. yeah, moving on, Memphis and Minnesota. Like I said, these are all rematches. Most of the Memphis guys played about 20, 25 minutes, as you see here. So once again, if they play that, Moranson play, you could look at Brooks. He didn't do that much, unfortunately. Still played 22 minutes, had a 24% usage rate, shot 12 times, and still had 14 points. So if he hits, 3, 4 more of those, he's going to get you 23, 24 points. So had a down one, but I definitely think you could go back at Dylan Brooks. I'm not too afraid of Minnesota's defense here. John Concher, I'm not sure how you say that guy's name. He looked half decent, 21 minutes. I don't really know much about him. He just did pretty good, so I thought I'd mention him. Desmond Bain. They don't have him on here because he's a rookie, but he looked pretty good as well. Let's see if I can pull up his stats here for you on Fanduel. All right, they're not going to show it anyway. You guys go back and look at the box score. He looked pretty good there for Memphis. On that Minnesota side, you can still look at Towns and Russell in this one. Like I said, low 20s, but these guys, their usage rates are pretty high. So definitely look at him. And like I said, definitely look at D'Angelo Russell as well. Hit 24 and 23 minutes. Probably would rather have Towns, but both those guys are in play. Let's see. Melton could be worth a play. This guy went off, man. He went off in 13 minutes, had a 42% usage rate, but I don't know. I mean, maybe if Rubio sits for some reason, you can look at him. Edwards, he did all right, played 25 minutes. Anderson, not the sexiest play out there, but he does have defensive upside. And on FanDuel, that's half decent. Like I said, 4 blocks. As you can see, even last year, he had pretty good defense. So, yeah, I mean, it could be worth a look in a couple one-offs. Don't mind Juan Hernan Gomez either. Let's see. Gorgie Dang, I mentioned him the other day, and he once again was pretty solid. Limited minutes though, played 16, but still at 26. I think you could definitely look at him again. I'd rather have Towns over Jonas Valanciunas for sure. If their minutes are the same as they were last time out. Last but not least, Phoenix and Utah. So for the most part, Utah plays their guys 15, 16 minutes. So they're not really too much in play. Mitchell's in play just because he can go off in short periods at a 28% usage rate, maybe in a couple one-offs as well. Clarkson, he played 22 minutes at a 35% usage rate. Let's see here. Javon Carter and Cameron Payne, if they play those guys big minutes again, shoot, why not? Why not put them in there? 30 minutes for Payne, and Carter off the bench looked pretty good. 31 minutes. Small usage rate, but he's pretty good at this guy, so I don't mind looking at him. Williams Gross looked half decent as well with 22, but 14 minutes. Let me see. Galloway looked half decent. I don't have too many guys here. Jalen Smith absolutely sucked his first time out, but I think you could definitely look at him once again. And I think that's mostly it. Ayton's definitely worth a look. Limited minutes, but still another guy that should be able to go off for you. So let's go put in a couple guys for you to see, kind of see what we're looking at. Obviously, if Paul's plays for some reason, he'll probably play 15 minutes. But if he plays, that hurts probably Payne or Carter just a little bit. So we got Joe Morant for sure. And Lonzo Ball, like I said, I gotta have these Pelicans in there if they're gonna play that many minutes. I will, retweet it on my Twitter just in a little bit. So check that, just to clarify that they are playing that many minutes. Let me see. You can look at Russell, like I said, and you got Brooks. My goodness, not too many guys here. Josh Hart, Matt Thomas, Nikhil Walker-Alexander definitely could be worth a look as well. This guy was killing it in the preseason last year. So if he's in that 10-man rotation, probably going to have a little bit of Walker-Alexander. And I expect him to be at very low ownership as well. So, I mean, if he gets 20 minutes, the dude's looking pretty solid. Small forward, like I said, if they play their guys, you got to put Giannis in there. Got to have Ingram though. Hernan Gomez worth a look. Kyle Anderson just because of steal upside. Mostly it there. Power forwards. Gotta put on Zion. Like I said, I don't mind going that many New Orleans guys if they're going to play 25, 30 minutes. I think that's mostly it. I mentioned a couple of those guys. A couple power forward guys you guys can look at, like I said, Wilson, DJ if he does play a little bit. Actually, Kleba could be worth a look. Bam, I don't think he's going to play a ton of minutes. PJ, so power forward's kind of slim, and then let's go look at centers. Centers are just loaded, man. Towns, I'd probably go Towns, Ayton, Valanciunas. That's probably the way I'd rate those guys right there. Jones half decent. Willie Hernan if he starts, or even Jackson Hayes, either one of those guys. Bobby Portis, a very solid option as well. A lot of centers out there on FanDuel. Gorky Dang as well. So that's kind of what we got going on. So yeah, a little bit of a recap. We're stacking New Orleans. If Milwaukee plays their guys for some reason 24, 25 minutes again, you got to put a couple of them in there. Don't mind a couple Memphis guys at 22 to 25 minutes. Maybe one or two Minnesota guys, and that's kind of what we're looking at. So that's what we got going on. Like I said, definitely check my Twitter. I will be retweeting news throughout the day if anything comes up as important. Like I said, lineups, injuries, minutes and stuff like that. So definitely give me a follow so you guys can stay up to date on that. And yeah, like I said, if you want to get in on our season pass, we have our NBA main slate lineups, and we also have our NBA 150 lineups for single game as well available, and also our monthly pass. So to get in on any of that, or you want to check us out, like I said, to stay up to date on news, hit us up on Twitter and follow us as well. Like I said, that will be down there in the comment section below. So that is it. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it, and hit that sub button as well for more NBA lineup advice videos. And also, like I said, if you like the video, leave a like. I appreciate it as well. So that's it, guys. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed your weekend, and yeah, have fun on Monday. Yeah. So, all right, guys, we'll see you guys a little bit later.